Hello. So today's topic of discussion is welfare economics and externalities. In this topic, we'll be studying about the equity and equality and externalities concepts of economics. So, equity and efficiency. What is equity? Equity deals with the idea that how society, goods and services be distributed in order to make people equal, in order to a fair deal to settle people with equal resources. This is called equity. And equity leads to stability in a market. On the other hand, the efficiency brings the best use of the resources to grow the economy. It doesn't care about equity, it just care about efficiency, the speed and quality of the product. But it doesn't serve people equally, the efficiency one. Next is consumer and producer surplus. Let's take an example and look at the graph. Here's a graph. On x-axis, it is quantity, and on y-axis, it is price. This line represents the supply, and this line represents the demand and supply graph it is. For consumer surplus, let's say for an example, if a person is able to pay $10 for object, but its price is just $7. So he will pay the lower price and he'll be benefited. This is called as consumer surplus. It's a state in which a consumer is willing to pay extra price, but actually pay a lower price. So this is consumer surplus. And why it is so? It is because the demand is low, demand is low, and the demand is high and the price is low. The price is low and the demand is high. It leads to the consumer surplus. Whereas producer surplus is a state when a producer is expecting a lower price for a product, but he gets a better price for the product. Producer surplus is a state in which producer is expecting a lower price for its quantity but gets a higher price. And in this case, the demand, the supply will be higher, and the price will also get higher. Next topic is efficient market outcomes. So, what is efficient market? Efficient market is a hypothetical market which follows a hypothesis of a scientist that if a market gives all the public and private information, that market will be efficient in terms of price to calculate the price of a commodity or object. If a company reflects every public and private information, why this price is this, in that case, that company or that market will be efficient market. It's a hypothesis. None of the market is actually an efficient market. Semi-efficient markets are mostly there. So what is the benefit of it? It maximizes the consumer and producer surpluses. It surplus both consumer and producer market. That will help in getting the equilibrium point on the graph. Next topic is positive externalities. Positive externality is when consumption and production of some product will lead into benefit of other people. If somebody is using particular product, let's say for example, if there's a demand for a product, and this is the private demand. You can see it on the demand curve. And P1 is the price, initial price of that product, P1, and Q1 is the quantity. And this is the equilibrium point. In this case, everything is good. But if, for example, it's a honey production company, in that case, bee culture is required. And for example, bee produces the honey. Bee also helps in many other factors, like it helps in pollination of plants. It also provides us bee wax, and there are many different benefits of hiving the bees. So in that case, what will happen? The demand curve will going to come ahead as well, and in that way, the PS line will come, and there will be a shift in the equilibrium point. And in that case, there will be a surplus, additional benefit, additional benefit of that particular commodity. So it is caused as positive externality, which give extra benefit. And this can be calculated as well, that how much benefit it is causing to another people. Next is the negative externalities. Negative externalities, it is a situation when consumption and production of some product lead to the loss of the third party. There can be many examples. For example, the cigarette making company. That company is getting a good, for example, such as P1 is a price initially, and the quantity is forming the Q1 quantity. But later on, for example, this is the baseline of supply. This is the baseline of supply, and supply will definitely going to decrease, and another equilibrium point will emerge. This is because that cigarette has a down or side effects as well, that will create this particular gap, and this gap will reduce the pricing of that particular commodity. So this is called as negative externalities.